I've paid off 6 debts already. That's 6. But I still have over $58,000 left in my debt, and my $22,000 car note I am going to pay last. And this is going to be the smartest move for me, so I'm going to explain to you why. And let me start off with the wins first because that matters, of course. So I've already paid off, like I said, 6 accounts. That's Apple credit card, Navy Federal, Capital One Journey, Capital One Platinum, personal loan, and one of my student loans. 6 less bills stealing my mental energy. Did it happen overnight? No. It took consistency, sacrifice, and strategy, ultimately. And it wasn't perfect, not even close to it. I had slip ups, I had setbacks, but ultimately I just kept going. And it worked out for the most part. Now, let me show you what's left and how I'm tracking it. Talking to the camera is very hard, guys, believe it or not. It's a skill I have not mastered, so bear with me. Okay, so here's my complete debt list right here. I usually like to write it down, but I'm gonna show you guys on the screen also. So I'm gonna be using the debt snowball method. It's gonna be the smallest balance to the largest balance. And my first target is going to be one of my student loans because the smallest balance with that is gonna be $675. So that's gonna be my current laser focus, balance that I'm trying to pay off. It's a federal student loan, unsubsidized, so it's been incurring interest for some time now. Well, it occurs each month that it is. So every dollar I can scrape together goes here and nowhere else, because that's where I'm focused on. This gets knocked out in about 1 month. We're gonna put in a little cushion just to be on the safe side, 2 max, but that should be gone. And when it's gone, that minimum payment gets added to target number 2, which is Affirm. That is $958. It's a buy now, pay later debt. Those, they say it's 4 easy installments, but really it turns into almost $1,000 that I just don't have. So once I free that up with the student loan payment, this is gonna go down way faster. Now I'm gonna move on to target 3, another student loan debt. It's basically $1,400, federal loan, unsubsidized, so that's gonna be next in line. And then I'm gonna have a big chunk next. It's gonna be my targets 4 to 8, my credit cards. That's gonna be Bank of America, Discover, and Chase Southwest. Also, a side note, I made a shorts about how I'm going to be paying off my Chase Southwest. So it's kind of going to be the same concept for these credit cards with the BOA and Discover. So if you want to check that out on how I'm paying that, please check out my previous video. And yeah. Okay, guys, sorry, let's get back into it. These are going to be my mid-range debts, but by the time I get here, I'll have that momentum. I'll have freed up multiple payments. These will fall fast than the first ones did. Next, we're gonna have targets number 7 through 11. The larger student loans. I have 5 federal student loans ranging from $3,600 to $6,100. Some are subsidized, some are unsubsidized, but they're still all accumulating interest. And these are big ones. By the time I get here, I'll be making massive payments because I've freed up everything from my small debts. And then I'm gonna move on to target number 12. That's gonna be my Capital One auto loan, $22,021. That is going to be the biggest balance and the dead last one that I'm going to be paying off. And that's exactly where it should be. Okay, so let's talk about this car situation. Because the balance is just super high, $22,000 roughly around there, and I'm paying a minimum of $533.90 per month, and that's my biggest monthly expense after rent and childcare. Every month, I'm basically paying $22,000 that just goes out automatically, whether I have a good month, bad month. It doesn't matter. That's the number that I have to pay each month, no matter what. And I can only imagine if I had this payment freed up right now and invested that for like 10 years at a 7% return. But yeah, guys, if I were to take that amount and invest it, I would literally have like around $92K, and that could be a down payment towards a house, my kids' entire college savings, freaking true financial security, all that stuff. Mental cost that it's costing me, this payment lives in my head. I'm always planning around it. I'm always making sure it's covered every month. And that's another thing with emotional labor. That's stress, that's mental energy I could be using to be building my life instead of maintaining the debt. So that's why this is going to be last on my list, because it's the biggest hurdle I have to jump over, which is the $22,000 that has to be eliminated. If I tried to attack it first while I still have all these other small debts that are just sitting there barely moving, then I'd just give up. I'd spend years watching this like slow decrease while making minimum payments on 11 other accounts. That's just demoralizing, and it just kind of kills the motivation. So instead, I'm just going to be building momentum over time. So I'm going to knock out the $675. I'm going to knock out the $958. I'm going to knock out the $1,472. These are automatically 3 quick wins, 3 closed accounts, 3 payments freed up, rolled into the next debt that I'm going to be eliminating. And by that time I get to the car note, I will have eliminated 11 other debts already before I have tackled this last one. And so yeah, I'd have freed up by that time between $500 to $700 each month. And then when I finally attack this car, I won't be paying just my current payment of the minimum payments. I'll be paying my current guys, I cannot talk today. I just got over being sick, so that's why it took me so long to upload. But yeah, I'll be paying my payment plus hundreds of dollars from all the freed up minimums. That's why this car is gonna be destroyed in months and not years. We're gonna tackle it just like that. And I know some people may be thinking, oh, well, you should just pay the highest interest first because you're gonna be losing money. And yeah, mathematically that's correct. The avalanche method, which is the highest interest to the smallest, that's gonna save more money on paper. But let me tell you, what saved me is just seeing the progress. I've paid off 6 debts so far. Each one felt relief. I felt relief of paying them because each payment payoff proved that this works. Each closed account gave me my momentum to tackle the next. If I had spent the last several months throwing everything at my largest student load or my car while I barely budged and my other 11 payments stayed exactly the same, I'd have given up. Yeah, I probably just had given up. I'd convinced myself that it's impossible to not pay debt off. And let's just make things more clear. debt payoff isn't a math problem, it's a psychology problem. The Snowball method keeps you motivated long enough to finish. Quick wins matter more than perfect calculations when you're $48,000 in debt. And I'm living proof. I paid off 6 debts, eliminated. I still got 12 more to go. Math says avalanche, psychology says snowball. I'm choosing the method I'll actually finish, and finishing imperfectly beats quitting perfectly every single time. So I got 6 debts that are paid off, 12 to go, 58,000 still standing between me and freedom. The last thing waiting is going to be my car note, and when that's tackled, we're gonna be unlocking a new level of cash flow. Because every debt that I knock out makes me faster, stronger, more unstoppable. So right now I'm attacking that $675 student loan. When it's gone, I move on to a firm, then the next after that. So yeah, subscribe to watch me work through this entire list, real numbers, real time, and real wins. So yeah, drop a comment. What's the smallest debt that you've paid off? Or if you're just starting out like me, which one are you gonna be attacking first? So thank you guys for watching, and I missed you. This is my second video on this channel, so I'm very excited on what's to come. Bye.